Hello Flosstube, Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, here today with my update, my Flosstube update, number 390. Today is Saturday, June 14th, so happy Flag Day and happy Father's Day tomorrow. For those of you honoring your fathers, remembering or celebrating, whatever. Tomorrow is Father's Day. And on that note, for Father's Day, for just one day of stitching, I'm going to be working on To My Dear Father. I did this, worked on it a little bit for my dad's birthday, and I think I mentioned it last week also. So I just have just a little bit of a start because I just worked on it the one day. So hopefully I'll have time to work on a little bit of that for tomorrow. It's just an old-fashioned house. I don't know what the significance of the 1846 date on it. I don't know if it's because on her website, this is by Little Robin Designs, and on her website, I think she has a lot of, what do you call it? Original samplers that she, has reinterpreted or whatever. So but there's no information on the history of this particular design, so I don't know anything about it. So I don't know the significance of the date or anything else, but there it is. But I thought it was really nice. So I'm going to work a little bit more on that for tomorrow, just because. And I don't have anything particularly like some people do, patriotic stitching. And I was thinking about actually, because I think next year is the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, or something like that. It's 250 years. The bicentennial was 1976. I mean, 1976, yeah, was the bicentennial of the original, of the beginning of the country. And I was a sophomore in high school. Yeah, because I graduated in 78, so yeah. So, but I remember our marching band went to Disneyland to, they had little parades every day or whatever, so we went and marched in the parade at Disneyland, like at noon or whatever, as part of the bicentennial, yeah. So now it's the 250th anniversary next year. So I know some people are stitching something. I saw some Flosstube where somebody was stitching like something like a patriotic small every month from like now until next July or whatever. But I don't really have anything specifically patriotic. I might have something that has some like patriotic element in it, but I've never stitched something patriotic on purpose. So I don't have anything that I'm necessarily planning to do for that. I just know that it's coming up, and so I keep thinking, should I do something? But I don't know. I don't have anything, like I said, I don't have anything lined up for that or whatever. It's just on my mind. And so this is going to be kind of a short video, I hope, because I'm very tired. We had a showing this morning, or this afternoon, I should say, so our Three Sisters video got delayed because of that, and I didn't have, I didn't do my update earlier because we were, like I said, preparing all this stuff. We have sort of a whole routine we go through for whenever there's a showing that somebody wants to do, and it also depends on what time they want to come and look at the house. Sometimes it's early morning, sometimes it's afternoon. I think one time we've had somebody come like in the late afternoon or whatever. So, but. So I have to pack up the cats and do all this, so there's this whole routine that we do now. So actually, we can get out a little faster, but I have to be actually kind of surreptitious with the cats because they kind of know what's going on. If they see me sweeping and making the bed, and all that kind of stuff, they're like, uh-oh, something's happening. And so they like, the one cat gets under the bed, and the other cat's like, you know, trying to make himself scarce. And when my nephew is going to be home on the days when he, you know, doesn't have to work or whatever, you know, I usually get him to help me if Snug goes under the bed, you know. But usually what I try to do is, you know, if Snug, if I have the closet door open, Snug will sometimes go in there because he likes to go in the closet and see what's in there. And so I'll just shut him in there. And my cat, Puck, I'll grab him and stick him in the bathroom. And, you know, he starts cussing his head off right away, you know, when I do that. But at least he doesn't, you know, doesn't try to bite me or scratch me or anything like that when I put him in there. He's just very mad. And he, you know, he hates the whole ordeal. You know, he'll sit there and yowl, you know, the whole time. But anyway, so today, I you know, made my bed and did sweeping and all that stuff early in the morning, and the cats are both like, something's happening. She doesn't ordinarily clean the house like that, you know, and so they know that, you know, if I'm making the bed, if I'm clean, you know, that, yeah. But so since I did that fairly early, and the showing wasn't until like 1:30, 1:45ish today. So you know, like 8:30, I'm you know, straightening up and doing this, and then I just kind of sat on the bed and I was like scrolling through my phone, and you know, and I went to get something to eat and stuff, and I was just, you know, lying there on the bed, blah blah blah. And so the cats, you know, like, oh, I guess nothing's happening. So they were both lying there, and I told Eve at one point when I was, you know, getting something to eat, I said, if the cats are both relaxing in the bed, I'm gonna grab them and I'm gonna yell for you to come, you know, and help me. So sure enough, at one point they were both lying there, and I thought, okay, I should, you know, get them ready to go, you know. So while they're just lying there relaxing, and I get up and I sort of like, you know, put a hand on each cat and I'm like, Eve, come here, quick. And so I'm holding them, and I said, you know, grab Puck, Snug, because he's the safer cat. He doesn't, you know, fuss around too much. So Eve was able to just, you know, grab his little skin, his fur, or whatever, you know, just hold him down. And I got Puck and took him to the bathroom, and then I was able to get Snug's carrier, and we got him in there, and Snug, fortunately, you know, he doesn't want to go in the carrier, but he's not fussy, and you know, like I said, as long as he doesn't get under the bed, you know, he's easy to wrestle into the carrier, and he doesn't say anything, he doesn't yowl, he doesn't do anything. Puck lets it be known at all times that he's unhappy, and he doesn't want to be in there, and he's mad, and he's mad, and he's mad. But you know, once we get home and I let them out of their carriers, and they're, you know, they're okay with it. They just don't like it happening, and you know, and I keep, you know, we keep praying that somebody's going to like the house, and they're going to, you know, and the cats won't have to go through that anymore. Speaking of which, as you can tell, I'm in a different place now. My nephew, you know, decided, you know, he was going to rearrange the furniture and see if that would, you know, make the house look a little better, and I think it does. So, so the table that I usually use for all this is in a different space now. This is our sort of dining room space, and so up the wall out there is the brick wall that separates our yard from the neighbors. But so anyway, so I'm in a different space now. Yeah. So anyway, here I am. So as I said, tomorrow is Father's Day, and maybe we'll be working on that other pattern. But this past week, I've been working on my June cross-stitch camp piece, half of it. I'm doing the Silver Creek Samplers Celestial Sisters Biscornu. So there's the sun side and the moon side. And I've been working on the sun side, and I'm almost finished. I have a little ways to go still, but I've been working on it. And speaking of Flag Day, I have a set of patriotic needle minders like this that I made one time. I was at Joann's, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, some time ago. and they had like a little set of buttons, you know, pins. They were like six little Fourth of July, you know, patriotic designs like this, and they had a little, you know, pin deck on them, so you could, you know, pin them to your shirt or whatever. And so I just took the little pin off, and glued you know, some magnets on there, and there's the, and so I have these new modules. I don't know where the other 5 are on different projects, whatever, but yeah, I have this one. So they're all kind of pictures. That's my only nod to patriotism. But yeah, because I don't have, like I said, I don't have specific patriotic patterns or, you know, flags or whatever on them. But anyway, so this is my the sun side of my Biscornu, and so it's basically all done except for this lighter yellow color. You can see in these little rays here that goes here and here on these 2 suns that are left. And then I worked a little bit on there's a backstitch line that goes all the way around this. So once I finished these 2 suns, and then, and like I said, all that's left is this lighter yellow color in between everything that's on there. The little, oops, including the cat hair that's on there. You know, these little faces that are on there. So this yellow, light yellow color is all that's left in each of these 2 faces, and then the backstitch line, and this side will be done. And so then I have the nighttime side, and in my mind it seems easier, I don't know, yet to be seen, but the large design is the moon. And then these other little moon designs are, you know, these little wedgy moons. So they're not full circles, but there are, you know, 4 of them. And then there's, you know, these little star swirls, whatever. So, and then of course there's a backstitch line around it too. So, but anyway, so today is the 14th-ish. So I've been working on this basically 2 weeks, and so theoretically, the other side will take me 2 weeks to finish. And fortunately, I don't have to, like, you know, FFO it, you know, to be finished with it, but hopefully I can finish the stitching itself. Whether or not I'll be able to get to the rest of the stitching for this month remains to be seen, but so for June, you know, the WIPGO numbers are 21 and 23, and so 21, my main one that I was working on was Black Cat Season by Lindy Stitches, and this is the 6th pattern in this little series of 6, which is designed as a bell pull, and so this is the last one in that bell pull. So I was working on this, and I've gotten all of these. This color is Autumn Leaves. These are all Weeks Dye Works colors. And the darker gold or orangish color is Autumn Leaves. And so, like, there was this star thing, and then the outline of this sort of border thing, and then there were these purple stars, and then the words Black Cat Season. This is done mulberry. This is ultraviolet. So I've done all of that. And then right now I'm working on the cat, and I've done all the words, but I have down here in the bottom is this yellow color. It's curry is what it's called. So I have these stars and these backstitch lines to go here, and then this big moon, and then I think there's a couple of little like, you know, 4-stitch star designs that go there, and the moon. So the goal was 7 days, but I'm really hoping to finish it. So I think I've done like 3 or 4 days. I worked on it some today, but yeah, so right now, like I said, I'm working on the cat. I've done all of this stuff here. and then those stars go on the bottom and the big yellow moon, and then this will be done. So I've done 3.5-ish days on this this week. And then I'm going to put the word meow down here like I had at the top. These things are little borders, separators that that Stephanie Webb designed for, you know, if you wanted to put them in between these the 6 designs here. And so I had sort of decided which ones I wanted to use. And so the word meow I'm going to put down here like I had at the beginning. So this is almost done, really, out of those 7 days. And then, so the other one is the Calling of the Sea, another Calling of the Sea design. I did the ship last year as part of my cross-stitch camp, one of the cross-stitch camp challenges. I think it was the August one, Do Something New to You, and I had never done a Stacy Nash design. And so I did this Calling of the Sea is the set. I don't have it here handy right now. I didn't take it out. But so there's 3 designs in there, and I'm doing compass. The compass is one of the designs. And again, the goal I have on that is listed as 7 days, and it's pretty small, so I'm hoping it won't take me 7 days. But I'm going to squeeze it in while I'm working on the moon part of the stitch. And then I have 2 new starts scheduled that are also part of this WIPGO thing. One, they're both animal crackers, Stacy Nash again, Blizzard and Millie. And Blizzard is a fox, I think, and Millie is an elephant. And so again, I don't have any specific goals for those, just getting them started. So I'm probably going to do just a little bit on each one. The fabric I have is I think it's just 28 count evenly, so they're going to be pretty good size. And I still haven't decided whether I'm going to do the little accessory things. I think Blizzard has a little it's a needle book or something like that. But I think I like the designs on these little things, but I think I'm going to just do them separately. There's one that's Chili is an animal, another animal crackers that's a penguin, and has a little snowman that goes with it, a little accessory kind of thing. And so I want to do that, but I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it. You know, I don't know that I'm going to attach it to the big ones or just put it, you know, my vision is to have them in a dough bowl or something, some container, and have, you know, these animal crackers. But anyway, then Millie, another one that's on my schedule for this month, is an elephant, and doesn't have an accessory or anything. She's just an elephant wearing a hat, a birthday hat. So, like I said, as long as I get those started, then I've hit my goal for those two animal crackers, and I'll just, you know, stick them on my WIPGO board next year or something like that. But anyway, so I'm hoping to get the Black Cat season thing done, and most importantly, to get my my cross-stitch camp pieces done. And like I said, I think I've got a good start on the if I can finish the sun side, and finally get started on the moon side, then I can have those ready to go. And I think they're all, yeah, it's all DMC, so it's very easy to get that done. The Biscornu I'm doing on 28 count, 2/2 and 28 count. I think this is, see, Lugana or even weave, I forget. Oops, that I dyed myself. So I have this piece, and I have a little bit darker piece for the night half of this Biscornu. And then this, of course, the Black Cat season, I'm doing on 32 count Blackberry Latte. I think is the name of the fabric. This is by Grace Nut Fabrics. Yeah, 32 count blackberry latte linen. This is all part of the, you know, like I said before, I think I said this last week, part of the whole Black Cat Stitches stuff that was available for this, including the Weeks Dye Works thread pack that I'm using. So anyway, I'm going to work a little bit more on the Black Cat season stitching, and then get back to try to finish that half of the Biscornu, so I can start on the moon side. But tomorrow I will do the stitch for Father's Day on To My Dear Father. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up because, like I say, I'm exhaustified from you know, it doesn't seem like it would be that long of you know, because the showing, you know, it's over in like half an hour or something, but leading up to it and you know, getting out of it is exhausting because of the pets, you know, because I have to, you know, pack up the cat stuff basically, and then when we're done, I have to sort of, you know, set up everything again, you know, the litter box of food, water, blah, blah, you know. So yeah, it's exhausting. Anyway, so that's where I am now, and that's what my plans are for this coming week. And I'm hoping to just, you know, keep plugging away. I think that's all I need to talk about now. So, so I will see you all next week again, and we'll see where I am then. Hopefully I'll have at least half of that Biscornu done, and the Black Cat season thing hopefully will be done by next week. Yeah, so that's it, and thanks again for watching, and yeah, so if you haven't already, you know, feel free to like and subscribe and hit your notifications bell for this channel, and you'll see when I update, which is typically every Saturday. Yeah, so I will see you next week, and until then, thanks for watching. Bye. Sorry, the wrong button.